My English name is Soa Maria Lee, and in Korean, my name is Lee Yu Jung.
When and where were you born?
I was born in 1965 in Korea and in Seoul, in heart of downtown. Yes.
Is that where you grew up?
Yes, when I was small, until I think maybe 4 years. Yes.
So, what is one thing that you remember from your childhood clearly?
My father, when I was small, my father stayed in some other province in Korea. We used to visit him, and we stayed with him, and we ate together, and we had a great time. That was my very beautiful memories in my childhood.
What was school like for you? Was there like an elementary school, middle school, or high school in Korea?
Yes, my mother, she sent me to private school. It was a famous one in Korea. But I'm kind of I didn't have good experience in elementary school.
Why?
I feel kind of people, they are a little bit selfish and they just focused on grade, but I didn't really at that time. I didn't really interested in, the studying.
How about middle school and high school?
Middle school, it is from grade 6 to 8, and high school is from grade 9 to just 11. In Korea, just they have until 11.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have your grandparents and your parents around when you were growing up in Korea?
My father's mother and father, they passed away so early, so I never seen them before. But my mother's mother and father, I saw often when I was small.
How about your mom and your dad?
And my dad, when I was small, he wasn't home so often.
And your mom?
My mom, she always with us.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Why wasn't your dad home very often? Was there any specific
Because
reasons?
he is in army, so when bad Vietnam wars happened, he went to Vietnam. Yes, and at the time, he bullet grazed him, so he has
A bullet grazed him.
Yes.
Where?
On his neck.
Oh, and it hit him.
Yes. So
Oh, wow.
he used to talk about it many times to us. So I'm thinking, oh, he has a very hard time in, Vietnam. But I'm so proud of him.
Do you have any other memories about your dad around the time when he served in that war?
When he came back from Vietnam, he received the award for serving the country. So when I was small, it was in some small boxes. I remember clearly, and I was thinking, what is this? And it looks like a very bluish color. And last time, a few months ago, I went to Korea, and I visit my father in cemetery, and I brought some his favorite food to him. Yes, he was so impressed.
Did you have any siblings or pets?
Yes, no pets, but just siblings.
Siblings?
Yes.
How many?
3. I have an older sister, older brother, and younger brother.
And what do you remember about them when you were growing up?
My sister and I got fight sometimes. Not sometimes, sometimes, so often, but now we are very close. I'm really glad that we are so close. We send message each other often, and yes. And my two brothers, they are very quiet and very calm. And my younger brother, I love him so much. When he was small, he is 2 years different from me. I love him so much. I like him so much. We pray together, like James and Yuna, James's sister. When they are small, they pray together. They pray a lot. Yes, like that.
Did you play with other kids when you were a kid?
Yes, when I was small, when I was kid, I played with my friend. Because at the time we didn't have enough toy, something like that. So we play with the friends outside. Usually we play outside with chalk. We drew something on the ground, and we play with some small, what is that? 모르겠다. 이 작은 이 돌이 뭐지?
Rock?
Rock.
Rock.
Yes.
So what kind of stuff was in style, fashion-wise?
Because at the time, jean was in style, but I never wore jean. I never wore jean.
But everyone else wore jeans?
Yes.
Oh.
They was very popular in the time. At the time,
Then how did you dress?
I dressed. I wore skirt, like not casual. I usually wore like skirt and some jacket.
Formal, kind of?
Yes, like formal.
Did you go out a lot when you were a teenager?
I like time being alone. So I stay home to think about my future and society. Yes, I'm kind of a little different from other, friends, my friends.
Is there anything that you'll always remember from when you were in high school?
Nothing special. There is a lot of pressure getting to university when I was in high school. But with my best friend, we talked a lot, and we just have time together, have some coffee or tea. Yeah.
Just hang out.
Yes.
Did you have a close friend when you were living in Korea?
Yes. We went to secondary school and university together. But now I can contact her. That's I'm concerning about that. I really want to find her. I don't have her phone number. Yeah.
You never got her phone number?
Oh, I had it, but because I've been very busy, to looking after my kid. But few years ago, I tried to contact her, but her phone number has been changed.
Back then there were no phones, so what did you do to have fun and how did you play?
When I was small, I loved playing with the kitchen tools and then paper dolls. Yes.
Did you ever end up going to university after you finished high school?
Yes, I went to university. My major was library information science.
Where did you go? Which university?
Seoul Women's University.
A women's school?
Yes.
Were you studying to become a librarian?
Yes. So after I graduate university, I got into very big company. I was a librarian.
How long did you do that for?
Just 1 year.
Why did you stop being a librarian?
Because my older sister, she was in United States, in LA. She got married and she stayed there. She lived there. I really want to go there and learn English in LA. Yeah.
How were you able to come to Canada?
In 1992, February, I met my husband, James' dad, and the same year, October, we got married. And then, same year, December 6th, I came to Canada, Vancouver.
And you've stayed in Vancouver since then?
Yes.
So what was your experience like moving to another country? Was it hard?
It was hard because I had speaking and listening English problem, and I left my family, my mother and father and brothers and sisters and friends. When I moved here, first thing I noticed, nature was so beautiful and color is different from Korea. That's very interesting. It was so interesting to me because I am painting. I always focused on color. Oh, look at this color. It's very different from not same green. When I look at green color, it's very different from Korea.
So what do you miss the most about Korea?
I definitely missed Korea, but my kids were small. I was so busy looking after my kids, so I didn't have time to think about Korea. But now I miss Korea a lot. I have nostalgic feeling. So yes.
How old were you when you got married?
I was 27 years old.
And what was the wedding like?
Because I'm Catholic, but my husband, he was not Catholic. So I really want to have a ceremony in Catholic church, but I couldn't. So we rent some very big place and we had a wedding.
How many people did you invite?
A lot of people. Compared to Canada, in Korea, when we celebrate wedding, we invite so many people. Sometimes I don't know, I don't know who she was, who she is.
Would you
it's
say
kind of interesting, right?
a few hundred people?
Over 100.
Oh wow.
200, yes.
What was a memorable experience from when you moved to Canada?
When I came to Canada, I wasn't familiar with when I went to big grocery market, there is a cart. I didn't know how to pull it out. And my husband and I, we went to grocery store, and after we pick up all the grocery stuff, and then I went to the cashier, but cashier was very unkind. So I didn't know what was going on, why she was looking like that, looking at me like that. And finally I realized, because in Korea we don't have that kind of system. There is a checkout limited 6 items. So my husband, he was kind of mad because the cashier treat me so unkindly. So he kicked the shopping basket, and cashier was kind of shocked. He was yelling at the person, the teller, and she was scared. Feel I, c- I can remember clearly. She was so scared. So she went down to the office, and manager came, and then manager and my husband talk about that, and manager said, "Oh, I'll talk to cashier."
Did you ever work when you were living in Canada?
Yes, I worked in laundry for about a year. After that, I got pregnant with the first one, so I quit working.
How old were you?
20, let me, 28 years old.
How about for your second kid, Yuna?
I mean they are 4 years different, so 32 years old.
32. And then
James, 37 years old. I really want to have a son because I already had 2 girls. Yes.
how did you spend most of your time raising your kids?
In Canada, I met many good friends, so I took out my kid, hanging out with my friends' kid. Because in Canada, we don't have relatives or grandma and grandpa, so I feel kind of sorry for my kids because they can't experience their grandma and grandpa's love. So I try to take them to many places, like some event.
Because, yeah, I never got to meet Grandpa ever.
Yes.
No, I don't remember him.
Yes, it's kind of sad, right? He, 2006, he passed away before you were born.
No. I was born 2003.
2000.
I was born.
Oh, right.
Two-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Because this year is 2020. So what's something memorable that you remember when you were raising your kids?
I raised 2 girls. After that, I really wanted to have a boy, and then James was born. Right after James was born, we went to Toys R Us with all our families to buy some boys' toy. And at that time, I was so happy compared to 4 people. When I was holding James, felt like our family is very strong.
Because of the 5 people?
Yes, 5 people and boys. We have 1 boys. Yeah. I remember when Gina was in middle school, I went to sushi store with James to buy some sushi for Gina's lunch. Gina's lunch. And James was about 2.5 years old. He was so busy boy. So when I pay for the sushi, he grabbed some Coke can, one can.
Coke?
Yes, and he ran outside. So I was so shocked. So I yelled at him, James, where are you going? And he went just outside. When Yuna was small, Yuna was has a strong will. So there is some Korean cookies. It's very thin and long, and she was eating it, and she was eating it outside, and suddenly winds coming to her, and then her hair was, covering her face, and she couldn't eat properly, and she talked to wind. What are you doing? It was so funny. She had very strong will, so I think it made her do something in the future. I believe it.
You hope she does something because she has strong will?
Yes. After Yuna was born, my mother, she came from Korea, and nighttime, so we were going to sleep, and my mother told me, "Where is Gina?" Gina was watching TV. So, we had a hard time looking after Yuna because she couldn't sleep during the nighttime. Baby usually doesn't sleep during the nighttime. After Yuna was born, my mother, she came from Korea to look after newborn baby. So we are so busy looking after baby. And one night we went to sleep, and we all lying down on the bed. And my mother told me, "Where is Gina?" So I realized she was still in the living room watching TV. So Gina, she was taking advantage of us because we are so busy and she can't watch TV a lot. So she was thinking, "Oh, this is the best time I can watch TV a lot."
Her chance.
Yes, it was so funny. Yeah.
So when Yuna and Gina were growing up, that's when technology was first coming out, like phones and computers and games and stuff like that. Did you get them anything like that?
Because my husband, he doesn't like brand new computer, brand new game, game thing. So we didn't buy at all. But when Gina and Yuna was small, their the boyfriends, they all had it, but we didn't have it.
They both had boyfriends when they were in
I
high
mean
school?
the 보이프렌드를 그렇게 하면 안 돼. 그냥 프렌드인데 남자애들을 뭐라 그러니? 이걸
Just guy friends,
Guy
not
friends,
like boyfriends.
Not boyfriend. Yes. So they are playing with just a toy, and they love reading books.
Oh, Yuna and Gina. Yeah. So tell me about your life nowadays, today, in Canada.
I am a painter, so I'm painting, and I also realized that I have to improve my English. So I'm learning English too.
You told me one reason why you want to learn English.
When my kids they're gonna marry, I don't think they're gonna marry with a Korean. So I want to improve my English so we can have a conversation a lot, like a family, not just yes or just a short conversation. It doesn't seem like they want to date with the Korean. Yes.
You never know.
Yeah, I never, but I don't think three of them they gonna date with the Korean. I don't think so. James told me too, I'm not gonna marry with a Korean. When I think about my father, he was a very brave man. He passed away in 2006. I admire him so much. And I remember around like a teenager, when we having a dinner together, he told us many times, when tiger died, they remain their, the skin is so beautiful, but people, when they die, they remain their name. So I still remember what he told us. So I wish I can remain my name, and my whole, the son and daughter, they remain their name.